Have you ever wondered why some people seem to retire without worry, while others work their entire lives only to find themselves still struggling when they are old? Let me ask you something even more direct. Do you believe that retiring poor is simply fate, something written in stone? Or is it really a matter of the small actions you take every single day? Because here's the truth. If you do one very specific thing every day, it becomes nearly impossible to retire poor or to retire late. That might sound exaggerated, but stay with me, because by the end of this conversation, you'll see why. I want you to picture this for a moment. Imagine waking up at 65, not to the sound of an alarm clock forcing you to drag yourself into a job, but to the sound of your own peace. No rushing, no bosses, no worries about bills. Instead, you open your banking app and you see enough money to live not just comfortably, but freely. You see a life where you can travel, spoil your family, buy the food you like without checking the price tag. That reality is not just for the lucky few. It is for anyone who decides to make retirement wealth inevitable by watching this whole video. And the way to do that starts with the smallest of steps, repeated every day until they grow into something unstoppable. The first thing you need to kill is the bedtime story that retirement security will just arrive on its own, like a gift at the end of a long career. It won't. Pensions are shrinking, social safety nets get weaker by the year, and relying only on government promises is like expecting a leaky umbrella to protect you during a storm. Money doesn't flow to people waiting on chance. It flows to those who prepare, who act, and who plant the seeds today that will grow into financial trees tomorrow. If you want to retire rich, or at least never poor, then the soil is ready, but it is your job to till it. When you see others retiring in comfort, don't let jealousy bite you. Don't stand there sulking at someone else's retirement party, angry at the buffet of their life, while your own plate is empty. Instead, look at their success as living proof that retirement wealth is possible. If that door opened for them, it can open for you too. But here's the key. You cannot scatter your focus across 20 different things and expect results. A mind sprayed everywhere is like a flashlight in a stadium. Bright, but not enough to light the path. Narrow your energy. Aim it at one consistent action that matters and do it day after day. Maybe the first action you could start with right away is to join my free Telegram community with the link below, where I will give you my strategies on how to build a successful YouTube channel, but I'll talk more about it later. Now here is the great secret that most people never tell you. Retirement wealth is not built from sudden windfalls, but from consistency. What matters most is not how much you save or invest on one lucky day, but what you do every single day, almost automatically, without question. If you spend even 10 minutes each day making one financial improvement, whether that's saving, investing, learning, or cutting a bad expense, you set in motion something so powerful that it becomes impossible to retire poor. Take work, for example. You may not love your current job, but you can always use it as a stepping stone. If your 9 to 5 feels like a prison, don't resign yourself to it. Spend evenings and weekends exploring skills, side hustles, or hobbies that could earn money. Someone who dedicates even an hour after work to improving themselves, to learning or creating, builds momentum that multiplies over decades. Think about this. 1 hour every day over 40 years is more than 14,000 hours. That's enough to master almost anything, and to turn that mastery into extra income, investments, and retirement freedom. And don't underestimate education. Feed your mind more than you feed your phone. Every day, 30 minutes of reading about money, investments, or self-improvement is like receiving mentorship from the greatest financial thinkers who ever lived. Books and high-quality videos are free universities, and the wisdom you collect there will protect you from bad advice, scams, and impulsive mistakes. Imagine the difference between someone who spends 30 years scrolling and someone who spends 30 years learning. One retires broke, the other retires secure. Now let's talk about money directly. Every single dollar you keep is an employee. If you let it work for you, it never asks for sleep, food, or rest. But if you waste it on things that don't matter, you fire an employee who could have been building your retirement. Think of it this way. Each time you choose to save instead of waste, you're hiring another worker for your future. Imagine by retirement, you have thousands of these employees, working day and night, producing dividends, interest and growth. That's what daily discipline does. It transforms money from something you spend into something that works for you forever. Let me give you a very simple example. A cashier noticed she was spending $150 a month on snacks and coffee runs. She cut that habit and invested the money instead. 10 years later, those savings had turned into more than $25,000. By retirement age, that small change could easily become hundreds of thousands, all from cutting something she barely remembered. Small hinges open big doors, and all it takes is one daily habit repeated long enough. Or take another story. A man who repaired phones in the evenings after work. At first, it was just practice. Then it became a small side income. Within a year, the side business earned more than his job. Eventually, it became a store employing others. By the time he reached his 50s, his retirement was more than secure. All of it started with the decision to dedicate a little time each day to learning and doing, instead of wasting it. You don't need massive amounts of money to retire rich. You need habits. Start with an emergency cushion. Even if it's just a single folded bill, feed it every time you get paid. Protect yourself from emergencies that would otherwise force you into debt. Then invest a small piece every day, every week or every paycheck. Automate it. Don't even think about it. Let it grow silently in the background. Because here's the most important part. When money compounds, time is your greatest ally. And every day you delay is another day you lose. That is why I say it's impossible to retire poor if you do this daily. If you save, if you invest, if you learn, if you open a YouTube channel, if you improve, even in small ways, every single day, the outcome becomes guaranteed. Compounding is not magic. It is math. And math works the same for everyone. $10 a day invested may not look like much, but over 40 years, with growth, it can turn into more than $1 million. $1 million from the price of a sandwich and coffee. But only if you are consistent. And here's the hidden benefit. This daily action isn't just about money, it's about mindset. By training yourself to improve daily, you stop seeing retirement as something scary or uncertain and start seeing it as inevitable. You'll stop asking, will I have enough? And start saying, of course I'll have enough, because I've been building it every single day. That confidence is priceless. It removes stress, it improves health, and it allows you to live your life fully. Think about your daily choices. Each snack, each subscription, each wasted hour. It doesn't look like much today, but stretched over decades. It determines whether you retire free or retire trapped. The difference between someone who retires poor and someone who retires wealthy is not usually income, luck, or background. It is discipline. It is whether or not they took action every single day, no matter how small. So I challenge you right now, do one thing today that builds your retirement. Open an investment account, cancel a subscription you don't use, cook lunch instead of buying it and put the savings away. Open a YouTube channel, read a chapter of a book on money, just one action. Then tomorrow, repeat it. And the next day, repeat it again. If you do this, if you make it part of your identity, then retiring poor becomes impossible. It's not opinion, it's not motivational fluff. It's mathematics combined with consistency. So here's the truth. Retiring poor is a choice, not destiny. If you take no action, if you spend recklessly, if you waste years doing nothing, then yes, poverty is waiting. But if you take even the smallest actions every day, saving, investing, learning, improving, then poverty cannot touch you. Retirement wealth will be your reality. And when that day comes, when you wake up without worry, when you can buy what you want, live where you want, and enjoy the life you've built, you'll look back at these small daily habits and realize they were the most important decisions of your entire life. So don't wait. Start today. Because every day you wait is a day lost forever. Start by liking this video. So many more people that are interested in how to retire wealthy will discover this channel. Then join my free Telegram community with the link below. Here I'll explain step by step how to start a successful YouTube business without putting your face on the line. I'll give you my strategies on how I make all my channels explode, and to prove to you that it really works, just look at this channel, which is the most obvious proof. If you found value in this video, smash the subscribe button and let me know if you already knew this. See you soon in the Telegram community. I'll wait for you. Just a reminder, I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for educational purposes only, and any results depend on your own decisions and actions.